Good morning. Good morning, Wally. He was just doing that angry, like, not angry, but the grumpy, I've just woke up, walked past the shit weatherboard. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Happy hump day. It is Wednesday. How have we got to Wednesday already this week? It has been a little bit of a crazy week. I'm not going to lie. I will fill you in on everything that's gone on in the last 24 hours because it's been a little bit cray. Good morning, Govinda. How are you, my darling? Welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Come and get a cuddle. We are streaming across 5 places. We are starting to sort of broaden outside of the Facebook area with a little bit of consistency. So we are streaming across my personal profile, the Queen Bee Dani page on Facebook. If you don't already follow that, please do go and follow that. We've got the Hive, if you're not a member of that, the IATQB Hive, where we do carry on the conversation after the shows. Head on over there as well after the show. We've also got the Queen Bee Dani channel on YouTube, and we now have Twitch, the Queen Bee Dani on Twitch. So if any of you are out there that are on Twitch, you can catch me on there as well. But good morning, everybody, my darlings. Good morning. If you are watching within the Hive, which is in a group, you'll need to give StreamYard permission to share your name. Otherwise, you're just a Facebook user. And you are so much more than a Facebook user to me. So let me know who you are. Good morning, Heidi Maver. It is Scotcho in Wakey. There we are. Oh, the weatherboard was not stable. Good morning. Shell Show It. Good morning, Sandy. Good morning, Facebook user. Who is this? Let me know who you are. Please give StreamYard permission for us to see and share your name. Otherwise, it's Facebook user, and I get upset and feel like you've blocked me, which I know you haven't. Tracy, it is Scorcho. It is Scorcho in Preston this morning as well. Scorcho in Colwyn Bay this morning. Gemma James doesn't even know what Twitch is. So Twitch is it's another social media platform, but there's lots of like gaming that happens over there. But there are still it's like YouTube and games mixed together. I'm sure one of you out there will be able to better explain it than me. It's somewhere that Wallace hangs out. It's like you definitely need to get over on Twitch because there's lots of other capabilities that you've got over there. So it's worth building an audience over there. I don't know. We're just streaming there and we'll see how we get on. If you are watching from Twitch, please do let me know. Where are we? Good morning. It is Scotcho in Birmingham. Just there, about there, I reckon. We've got one of our little sunny bees. It's Scorcho across the way today, I think. I think we finally hit back up with the summer that left us a couple of weeks ago. We were so blessed, weren't we, at the start of lockdown. We had like 10 weeks of just beautiful weather, and now we are officially in summer. The sunshine has turned back up again. It is beautiful and sunshiny and lovely here in Cheshire. So let me just budge Wakey over a little bit because I can move geography. I'm the queen. I can do what I like. There we go. We'll get that in the northwest there. How about further down south? Are we doing down south? Rachel Bowgate is Scorcho in Portugal. There's our international bees over there. It's Scorcho over there. It is glorious, Callum, in Hull over this side. How are we below the Watford Gap, everybody? Down south. How are we below the Watford Gap? Let me know. Good morning from Essex. It's super hot in the Essex area over here, look, just below the Watford Gap. And I'm going to assume that it's going to be hot elsewhere in the UK as well. We have got a warm front and a warm bottom and a warm side all over the place this morning. So it is Scorcho. I think it is safe to say that summer has hit. I'm also this morning, my darlings, modelling this. Was a gift from my incredible friend and guest from the Big Festoon, Emma Sale, a phenomenal entrepreneur who runs the fabulous adult company, Killing Kittens. But look at what she sent me. Can you see? How awesome is that? I was made up. This came through from Bird and Wolf. Do go check Bird and Wolf out. They are amazing. If anyone wants to gift me stuff to model, I'm here for this. This is what happens on the fake telly. I'm absolutely here for it. So I'm feeling like my army customized surplus situation. Tom, it's bright and warm in Plymouth. That's it. We're nice and properly down south. We've got a full spectrum of the UK and Wales. Anybody in Scotland or Ireland, let me know. For those of us that haven't met before, my name's Dani Wallison. I am the Queen Bee, the host and compare of the show Up Wise Up Rise Up show. So we go live every single morning at 8 o'clock, Monday to Friday, sharing stories of inspiration, motivation, and celebration. Through a number of different types of guests that I have. So, for example, at the start of the week, we had the incredible Jenna Rigby from Glam Fit Studios. She came to join us. Excuse me. I always get my morning kids because I just roll out of bed and sit down here. She came to talk to us about what she's getting up to and how she helps people all over the world, not just get in shape if that's what they want to do, but also help themselves with their mindset so they can help themselves with self-care as well. Yesterday, we had the amazing Lizzie Jackson Barrett coming to talk to us about how feeling beautiful is an act of defiance. Loads of light bulb moments for you yesterday morning. And this morning, we have the fabulous Becky Wise joining us. She's going to be talking us through how she went from studying chemistry to absolutely kicking ass in the social media marketing space. So she is absolutely wonderful. So I'm super, super excited to bring her through in just a couple of minutes' time. Good morning, Yvonne Phillip. It is beautiful and sunny. It is Scorchio in the London area. Let's move that over. We're assuming that it's going to be Scorchio everywhere. I don't think it's a bit shit anywhere in the UK today, which is fabulous because it's hump day. And, you know, for some people, hump day is a little bit of a struggle. Here at the Short Wise Up Rise Up show, it's just another day to get some shit done. So let's get some shit done this morning. Did I get a little pink package? Yes, I did, with essential back to school supplies for the kids. Yes, they got the strawberry laces as well. I'm going to show everybody tomorrow what you sent me through the post because they are fabulous. Joanne Smith at Creative Sass. Joanne Smith has had her notebooks created and they look absolutely fabulous. It is Scorchio on the Essex Riviera this morning. We got you already over in the Essex area. It is Scorchio there this morning. Look at that sunny filled up map, right? Isn't it filling you with the joys of early summer? I hope it is. It's certainly filling me up with the joys of summer too. I'm a bit hot in my jacket, but I'm enjoying modeling it for you all. Okay. So, what do I need to tell you this morning? So, I need to tell you that officially, in fact, I'm going to put the link. Can I put the link? All right, yeah, I can. I can put the link for some of you for the tickets to the show up. To Be Inspired. I was like, which? The Short Wise Up Rise Up show? No, that's here. No, to Be Inspired. Tickets are officially on sale. I spoke to the venue. We are going to be at the Impossible in Manchester. Tickets have now started to sell to Be Inspired. So Be Inspired is, excuse me. Be Inspired is a motivation, celebration, inspirational event that you can come and attend, come and get some swag, come and have a dance, come and listen to the incredible speakers that I have been working with over the course of lockdown. So right at the start of lockdown, we launched Be Heard So You Want to Be a Speaker, and 10 of those spaces are made up of our mastermind or speaker mastermind who are going to be speaking for you at Be Inspired on the 10th of September. So if you have not already got your ticket, get your ticket. And the reason why I'm saying that is now the government guidelines are that people can meet, the pubs and entertainment areas can now open as long as social distancing rules are implemented from the 4th of July. So by the time we get to the 10th of September, they will have been relaxed a little bit more, and also the venue are fully open. We will be implementing social distancing in accordance with government guidelines, so we can meet in rooms, everybody. Hooray! So I'm super, super excited to see you all at Be Inspired. For those of you that do want to come along, the link is now in the comments. Because I'm posting in different places, it might not show up. So if you cannot see the link, you could go to Eventbrite and just type in Be Inspired, BEE, like a buzzer bee, Be Inspired Manchester, and it will and it will take you to where you need to go. Kirsty Stanger is booking tickets as we speak. I know loads of you were waiting for the link. I just wanted to make sure that we were doubly sure that we were going ahead. We definitely are. There is nothing to suggest that we are not going ahead at all. And it'd be really nice. I feel like it'll be like a full circle for lockdown, because one of the very last events that I did was Be Inspired in February, on the 27th of February, which was just a knockout event. And then on the other end of this, I feel like it'll kind of finish off what has been a really crazy time, book-ended by incredible Be Inspired events. So please do get your tickets. They are £89 and worth absolutely every penny. Make sure you get your tickets. There are 65 available, then that is it, because we want to be able to accommodate lots of space for everybody. Right, shall we get started? Let's get started. All right, I'm going to bring my guest in this morning. We're going to be talking about all kinds of things, but specifically, we're going to be talking about social media marketing and how this lady got into social media marketing, because it's quite interesting. We were chatting about this. I was like, we need to tell more people how you got into it, because she absolutely bloody loves it, and she is kicking ass across the online space at it. Right. Our guest, in lieu of the applause button, you know what to do. Like, share, love, all of that sort of stuff. For the fabulous Becky Wise. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much. I'm very excited.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited. We almost didn't have you on. You've not been very well.
No, I've had a bad back. I dropped I thought I was going to drop a cookbook on my foot last week. Pulled it off the bookshelf. It fell to the floor. Bent down quickly to catch it. It missed my foot, but I jarred my back. So,
of course.
Yeah.
So if you hadn't, do you know what I've just done? I've just gone like this with my foundation, and it's just leaked up, and I don't know where it's gone. It's not gone on my brand new jacket, so I feel better about life. Okay. So it would have been better had you not gone to go and catch the book.
Yeah, my daughter said me. She was like, "Well, Mummy, if it didn't fall on your foot, why did you go to catch it?" I was like, "Because I didn't know that.
Didn't know that was going to happen."
So
I tried to save my foot, like slow motion, and end up putting your back out. Okay. So you've had like a week of no sleep and not being able to get comfortable.
Yes, but hey ho.
But you're here.
I am,
and I'm excited. So Becky, tell everybody, how did we meet?
I
don't remember now.
I think it's probably GSD Society.
So Lisa Johnson's Get Shit Done Society, which is a really kick-ass group, isn't it? Of wonderful entrepreneurs that are getting shit done, and which is exactly what you do. You get shit done, and you help other people get shit done, right?
Yes, but I don't think I would be doing it. Certainly doing it the way I'm doing it now if it wasn't for GSD Society. So last January, so just over a year ago, I literally could not do a Facebook Live, to the extent where I would hold my phone in my hands for 20 minutes before I pressed the button.
Oh my god!
Terrified. So yeah, still slightly out of my comfort zone at times, but a lot better than I was.
But so many people feel like that about going live, and especially like at the start of lockdown, there was this tsunami of activity. You've got to go live. You've got to start going live, everybody. You've got to start doing video content. You've got to get yourself online because no one can be anywhere else. And for a lot of people, that was a really daunting prospect. Yeah. You know, one of the reasons why I do what I do, being a public speaking coach, is help people through that fear. But that fear is a real fear. You can procrastinate yourself out of anything, but speaking or going online to speak is definitely up there with one of the top things that people put off for themselves.
Yeah. And it's such a shame, because it can make a huge difference, because it's the best way for people to get to know you and get to like you and trust you. So yeah. So important.
So how did you get through that then?
Just keep going, really. Just keep doing it a little bit at a time. I think I opened a Facebook group, and I think committing to doing a weekly live, and actually saying every week I am going to be here at a certain time to do it, meant that I had to do it. And I think that's quite a big thing as well. And then I think it's just practice.
Absolutely. It's putting on the new shoes and breaking them in, isn't it? You know, you've got, I don't know if anybody saw, but I bought a bright yellow pair of Doc Martens last week. But I put them on, and it was hard work getting them on, and then it was hard work walking around with them. And then there came a point in the day or the day after where actually they were really super comfortable. I'm like, all right, I'm here for this. Like, they've broken them in now. That's cool. And now I put them on and they're super comfy, and I look forward to putting them on because they're yellow and they're fabulous. But yeah, it's like, well done for continuing to push yourself through that, because again, it's a muscle that you've got to flex, isn't it? Like, if you go live for a little bit and then you stop going live, you kind of regress a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
So tell us a bit more about what you do, because what you do is phenomenal. So many people that I know, not use you, that's not the right word, use your services and have phenomenal results. What do you do, Becky? Tell us.
So in a nutshell, I help business owners run their Facebook and Instagram ads so that they can get seen by more people, most importantly, the right people. So people that are their ideal client, people that they absolutely love working with, and people that they know they can help. And then by doing that, by growing their audience, by getting out to more people, they get more of the right leads in and can make more sales. So
absolutely. So, and it's a bloody minefield. Like, it is a bloody minefield, because Facebook ads and ads in general, social media marketing ads, can be so lucrative and so helpful for your business. But if you don't know what you're doing, it's like putting money up a wall.
It is, yeah. So it's like like losing money in the Facebook ads black hole. You can literally, it's gone, never to be seen again.
Absolutely. So what brought you to that? What brought you into that? Because it wasn't always like particularly Facebook ads that you specialize in, but it's the whole marketing piece, isn't it? You're so much more than Facebook ads.
Yes, I've got quite a background in digital marketing and online marketing. I said to you the other day, I sort of fell into it, which I kind of did fall into it, but there is a bit of a story behind it. So growing up, I desperately wanted to be a vet. Needed really high grades, and I just missed out by a whisker, and decided not to take a year out, decided I would go off to uni, which I planned to do anyway. But the question was, what uni and what would I do? And about 6 months before that, I had been invited on a open day with a guy that I had a crush on at the time, to York. I live in Reading, so it's quite a trek.
Right.
Hell yes, I'm coming. So went, and he was off to go and see the physics talk. And at the time, I didn't really like physics. I studied physics. Right. It wasn't my jam. So I took a trip to the chemistry department. So yeah, not much more exciting than physics for most of you, but for me, chemistry was my thing. And quite enjoyed it, quite liked the uni. So when I decided I wasn't going to vet school, it was kind of like, yeah, I'll go to York and study chemistry. So off I went. I hated it.
You hated it?
Yeah, there was 2 full days in a lab. I wasn't particularly good at practical science. I ended up in A&E once after squirting sulfuric acid over myself.
Oh God!
Yeah, I was not cut out for practical.
It's a dangerous field.
It is, and it's very specific, and it just wasn't me. So I left uni, and I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. Knew it wasn't chemistry at that point. So I was like, oh, I get a job with I got a job with RBS, and did a few different things within RBS, a little bit of marketing, and started to sort of enjoy that, but started alongside that to help my parents with their business. So my dad ran his own business, supplying kind of water treatment, so home and industrial water treatment, like water softeners and drinking water systems, things like that. So started to help them on the side, and really enjoyed it, because all of a sudden I could see like they were getting busier. They were telling me about all these leads coming in, and it was really turning their business around. And it's like, oh, I really like this. So I did a qualification with the CIM, the Chartered Institute of Marketing, and decided to leave RBS and go and work with my parents for a bit.
Right.
So I did, and I did really enjoy that. After probably about 3 years, I was like, I'm not using my degree. I've studied really hard. I did work really hard for my A-level, not quite so much for my degree, but really hard for my A-levels, and should be doing something with this. And I enjoy teaching people. I've always enjoyed kind of teaching people, explaining things to people. So I was like, right, I'm going into teaching.
Makes sense. A lot of people do with the science degrees, don't they? Like, if you look kind of broadly at people that get involved with science, often they go into teaching or lecturing, and it tends to be, if you don't go into like the field, or you go and work for farmer, or you go and work for all the different places you could possibly work with in science, teaching is like the natural progression. It's almost like a cycle. People go and learn the science, and then they go and teach the science, and then they learn the science to teach the science, right?
Yeah, and quite a few people come into teaching in science later on as well, I think, once they've been in industry for a bit.
Yeah.
So ended up, I did a training, I learned kind of on the job. I didn't go back to uni to do it. And the school had a vacancy for a physics teacher, not for a chemistry teacher.
Okay.
But I loved the school. And so I ended up teaching physics for 9 years with a little bit of chemistry, which again I loved. Really loved, like, working with the kids, and just seeing such a range, like, of people come through, and really did enjoy it. Ended up being head of year 11 for a stint, which was quite interesting. I think, as I said,
I like how you say interesting. You're getting like the newest adults on the block before they're adults, right?
15 and 16-year-olds.
They know, and they know lots, but they don't know. So like they've got all of this risk-taking behavior and all of these things that they want to do, and they're so grown up now because they're 16 and like they're proper old, and now and they're actually, when you release them, they're babies in the world again. So it's that weird transition for them, isn't it? Year 11.
Yeah, and it's a great year, and a big part of that is trying to get them to kind of knuckle down and do their exams, but feel happy and comfortable doing their exams as well. It's such a stressful year for them. And it's that whole balance throughout the whole year of like stressing the importance without freaking them out, because it's not the end of the world. It's not the be all and end all of everything. And I think that's something that's lacking in schools. I think especially now having come out and met so many different people doing so many different things, I think when you're at school, you don't really realise all the things that are out there for you. It's still quite traditional routes of like careers and paths that people are talking about you going into.
Yeah, I find it interesting. So I was very lucky when I was at school. I did well, and I don't know how I did well, because I was one of them really annoying kids that was I was naturally bright, but I was the last person to hand the homework in. I didn't really want to be in academia, although I loved learning. I didn't really like writing about learning. So when it came to college, people were like, "Oh, of course you're going to go and do drama, or you're going to go and do music." Because I was like, there is only so much writing about singing that I want to do. And I was really complacent with it. And I managed to do really well. Like, how? My sister was furious because she worked really, really hard for GCSEs and did well. And I just kind of like fell at the end and did well. But after that, I didn't go college. I didn't go university. I didn't do anything with those qualifications. And then when I went into corporate work, nobody actually checked. Well, they wanted 5A star to C grades. I was like, yeah, well, I got 5A star to C grade. Nobody fucking checked. So I managed to go into some incredible like corporate work as well. Like, there is a huge amount of pressure, but my pops, for example, she's my eldest, is very much like me in the way that she's not very academic, and it's really hard for me to go. Not that it doesn't matter, because it does matter. I really wanted to do well at school, but I just think
it doesn't matter to the detriment of knocking someone's confidence. And I think I think a lot of kids leave school believing that they are crap, believing that they're a failure because they didn't get the grades. And I think that's the issue. And that's
it. It's, and I remember even being at school, like the kids that probably weren't going to do as well academically, not that they weren't bright in other fields. One of my friends dropped out of school at 14 because he didn't like the system, and him and his mum got into all sorts of bother like with the system, but he was like, I don't see how it's going to serve me. And now he has a really successful business, but like there were teachers at the time that would make him feel small for not being that way inclined. Like you said, it's important, but not to the detriment of those that aren't gonna, who aren't gonna do it. I totally get what you're saying. So you taught for 9 years, and then what?
Well, then I was getting to the stage where I was I was just working. I'd get up at 5:30 in the morning. I'd work till 11 o'clock at night. I was barely seeing my girls who were young at the time. And I knew something had to change.
Yeah.
I took a step back from being head of learning, went part-time for a year, but just I didn't have that connection with the kids, and it wasn't right. So I decided I'd come out of teaching, and I was like, right, what do I do? And throughout most of my teaching career, I'd ended up still helping mum and dad with the business. We tried a couple of times. I mainly did their Google ads and their SEO for them.
Right.
And we tried a couple of times to outsource that once to a company. We outsourced it to Yell, which was biggest mistake ever, who did Yellow Pages.
Right.
And also
they did well for a bit and then not so well after that, didn't it? Because it was really the rise of Google and the rise of the internet kind of being at your fingertips in its entirety, right?
Yeah. And we were really lucky. So we got on that right at the right time. It was kind of 2005 when I sort of put them on Google and they just sort of flew.
Right.
But every time we outsourced to Yale, we outsourced to a freelancer, and literally you could see on the analytics graphs that the results just dropped.
Right.
So I would get really frustrated and be quite pissed off. My dad was working really, really hard, and all these results are disappearing. So I'd end up taking it back.
Yeah.
So throughout most of my teaching time, I didn't do as well as I could have done because I had other priorities, but I was still helping them out. So when I left, I had a lot of contacts in his industry. That was where all my experience was. And I was like, no, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and help business owners. And it's small. I hate the term small businesses because for that person, that is not a small business. That's their
absolutely not.
But to help smaller businesses and to work with business owners to help get them those results. So off I went into digital marketing. Didn't have any experience of social media at that time because social media was quite a bit before or came in after I'd kind of done my digital marketing stuff, retrained. And as part of that retraining, found Facebook ads. And
so when people talk about digital marketing, like in my mind now, just because I'm so entrenched in social media, that's really much, very, very, very much where I live, where I hang out, where, my friends are, where my audience is, where I do business. When I think about digital marketing, I think about that because is it within the digital world? What other areas of digital marketing are there? What platforms do we mean when we're talking about digital marketing? Is it Google, SEO? What is that?
Yes, it's kind of the search marketing side, which is where people are looking for you. So your Google, so Google people are going on there to look at you, and the search engines. Then SEO is, again, you're kind of going out for people who are actively searching for you. Whereas the other platforms like YouTube, like Facebook, like Instagram, like TikTok, people aren't looking for you, but you've got a massive opportunity to get into their world and to start to build that relationship before they're looking for you, which is so valuable because people now make most of their buying decisions before they get to the point of actually searching. They already know what they're looking for. They already know what type of person they want to work with. All of these things. So if you can get on their radar early and in the right way, you're not selling to them at that point. At that point, you're giving them value. You're saying, hi, I'm here. I think you might have a problem with this. This is kind of might help you, but I'm not selling to you at the moment. Right. And it's that gradual building up that relationship.
So when we're talking about, let's talk about Facebook ads or Google ads or YouTube ads or whatever kind of ads that it is that you're running. What would your advice be to people that go, right, okay, so I've built my business now. Here I am. I've got my website looks great and I'm all set up and it all looks fabulous. And people often will come to me because I do small business mentoring for people that are just starting out to help them start thinking about the right things. And they'll go, well, I've got a website and nobody's visiting. Well, having a website isn't good enough. Having a website is like shouting into the void. It's all right, but who's looking for you? When you do Facebook ads and Google ads and all of that sort of thing, do you do it with a view to selling, or do you do it with a view to adding value, or do you do a mixture of both? What do you do around that? How would somebody even start before being able to invest in someone like yourself?
So I think it depends. It depends on what you are selling. I think you need to be realistic. If you're never going to be able to go onto Facebook with a course that's cost a couple of £100 and sell it with one ad. You're not going to buy. They know to know you, they need to trust you. So you do need to start right at the beginning. You need to start with offering value and just telling people, I'm here. This is where you can find me. So they're really soft call to actions at that point. They might be asking somebody to watch a video, might be asking somebody to come and like your page. You might be offering some value. So, for example, a lead magnet and saying, right, I can give you a bit more value in exchange for your email address. And then you can carry on warming them up on your email.
Yeah.
But it's all little baby steps. And you just need to be realistic about what you're asking for in exchange for their kind of commitment and what in exchange for what you're offering.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? It's like the saying goes, you've got to have, I'm sure somebody will be able to give me the actual figures on this, between 7 and 13 exposures to somebody before you make a decision to purchase, right?
The last time I heard it, it'd gone up to 21.
Oh, 21 exposures to somebody.
Is, but yeah, it's a lot. So the more of those channels you can be popping up on, kind of saying, I'm here, this is what I do.
Yeah. And how can you do that? It's 21, that's a lot. So I imagine turning up consistently on your platforms is probably one of the first ways to go about it. How will people know when they're ready to work with somebody? Because, like, you can start out. My first piece of advice would be, you've got to start turning up consistently. If you've got 21, I've got to start rethinking my strategy. If you've got 21, we need to speak. So 21 exposures to somebody. My first piece of advice is start turning up, turn the fuck up, start getting on your platform consistently. And it might feel like pissing in the wind sometimes, but actually you've just got to keep turning up. And the more people, 7 hours, 10 times, using 5 different methods to create awareness of your brand. Ian Dixon knows. Ian Dixon's actually with us on Friday, which I'm super excited about. He's going to be sharing with us his gems of wisdom. But Becky, at what point would you say it's time to get additional help with this?
I think once you are absolutely clear on your messaging, so what you offer, who you help, and how you can help them, that's really key. And I think you need to listen. So you need to show up consistently, but you also need to be listening to what your audience need.
Yeah.
And working out how you can help them with that. It's no good having your own agenda. And it's interesting because I've spoken to 2 clients in the last few days, and both of those actually help you work out kind of what your zone of genius is in terms of how and making sure there's a business around you. Because a lot of people start with their ideal client, and it's getting that balance. How can you help them?
Yeah, what can you actually do that's going to be of assistance?
Yeah. So it's listening, and once you know how you can help them and how you can kind of craft an offer that will help them, then it's about kind of showing, like you said, consistently showing up, consistently showing how you can offer value, positioning yourself as an expert, growing that trust, so that when they're ready to take that step, they're going to take it with you.
Yeah. And with things like that, when people are selling stuff or when people are formulating something to sell, often they'll have this great idea and not, like you say, have actually thought about whether it's what somebody needs or whether it's actually solving a problem. And when they're talking to people about what they do, it's pointless going, hey, I've got this thing. We were talking about this the other day, actually. We was talking about my mum's got a mechanical tin opener. Right. She's got a mechanical tin opener that, we've got a troll. Yes, we've got a troll this morning. You're fat. Yes, I know, darling. I would like you to tell me something new, please. And of course, they've come from Twitch. So my mum's got a mechanical tin opener, and it takes ages. So you put it in, you click it in, but then it takes ages and ages and ages. Someone has come to think about that. Like someone's come to that. This is a problem that people need solving. I'm going to create a really slow tin opening. If I was to have a race with the tin opener, it would take me the same amount of time. And people, it's like some people have created this idea and then gone to sell it, but it's not actually solving too much of a problem. So when you're going to add with something, you've got to really think, haven't you, about what problem that you're solving, even when you're just inviting people into your world, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's got to, like you said, it's got to solve a problem for them and be useful for them. And you've got to I've forgotten what I was going to say there. It's gone.
Was you distracted by my little trolls?
Jaden
thinks I'm cute, so that's all right. Thanks, Jaden.
Yeah, it is. It's about making sure you've got your messaging right and making sure. Oh, I know what I was going to say. You've got, and also as well, another mistake that people make with ads, and this is a really difficult one because ads is a great way to get lots of people seeing something quickly. So if you want to prove if something works or not, then ads is actually quite a good way to do it, but it's an expensive way to do it. Yeah. Whereas if you've got a validated offer, something you know people want and need, that's the best starting point. Prove that there's that need there first, prove that it sells, and then scale it up with ads, I would say. That's my approach to things.
So how have you found the lockdown period? How have you found it for your entrepreneurial clients? Things have changed massively. There has been a huge shift in the way that things happen. You know, we had this tsunami of online activity. What's been happening in the ad space during this time? Because it's been, again, interesting, because I know before lockdown, ads were getting notoriously difficult to kind of reach stuff, to reach people. And the algorithms and the pricing and all that stuff has changed since. How have you found that? What's that look like?
It's actually been brilliant for the businesses I work with. At the beginning of lockdown, when everything happened, I kind of had a little panic. I thought, I'm going to lose all my clients. And I didn't. They trusted me, and they've got. It's been a really, really good opportunity for business owners. Ad prices have dropped. A lot of businesses panicked and pulled their ads. A lot of businesses had to pull their ads because they couldn't sell what they were offering, and
the whole propositions were having to change, right?
Yeah. So all of a sudden, there was a lot of competition in the ad space, which meant the prices started to drop. Combine that with more people being online than ever before, the likes of Facebook, whose numbers have been noticed an increase in people online. So actually, the ads have been brilliant. We've had some good launches during lockdown. We've had
incredible launches,
and really grow their audience by thousands for relatively low kind of budget. So it's been really, really good opportunity for those that have kind of been brave and stuck with it.
So, because it's very easy, isn't it, when the climate suddenly changes, to go, fuck, all right, okay, well, I can't sell it, I'm just going to pull the lot, instead of actually thinking that are there other solutions that I can be sharing right now, and how do we just, I hate the word, I know we're not using it as much now, but pivot. How do we just pivot? How do we change what it is that we're going out there? Pause what we're doing, pause the run that we're doing at the moment, and actually have a think, like, how do we work quickly, but then how do we put out solutions to people's problems here? And in doing that and being brave and actually digging in has probably paid off more in dividends than it would have been, A, if you'd have carried on, or B, if you'd have just stopped altogether.
And even if you think back to those 7, 10, 21, however many touch points there are, even businesses that can't sell and can't serve, well, they can't sell at the moment. So wedding industry is really, really a good example of this, or tourism. If your clients are still at home, they're still browsing the internet, they're still making all those decisions about what they're going to do when they can book their wedding in September. So pulling back and going away is not the best thing to do at the moment. You need to be showing up. You need to be saying, this is what I offer. This is how I can help you. So that when they are ready to buy, it's you they're going with. Because they're not going to do that research in September. They're doing that research now.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I've spoken to our venue in the last few days for Be Inspired. They're opening back up. They're going to be getting inquiries. So if we're gonna go ahead, then we need to be sharing the fact that there's this event that's going on in September. We need to turn up the volume and not be frightened of it. And as it stands right now, I know we're heading on, like, going out of lockdown here in the UK. Has the prices started to change? Have you noticed any kind of ripple effects as it stands, or is it still relatively less expensive to get involved with right now?
I think it's still less expensive than it was prior. I have noticed the prices started to go up a little bit. And that's where, if you can kind of consistently be using ads, there's an advantage to if you kind of all of a sudden turn ads on for 2 weeks and then disappear if you can kind of build that consistency. A couple of reasons really. You get to do all that research, you get to do that learning, you know which audiences work for you, you know what copy and creative they resonate with, so that when you come to do kind of a big launch or big ads, you've already done all that learning. But also Facebook gets to know those things, so the algorithm gets to know who you're looking for and who they should target.
Yeah, so when things ramp up even more, you're already really well positioned within that audience, right?
Yeah, you've got that advantage, yeah.
So how do you choose an audience? Like, I know this is stuff that you specifically teach and stuff that you specifically implement, but say someone's brand new and they don't have like a few grand to throw behind a Facebook. How do you choose an audience that's for you? What does Facebook, for example, what does it serve you up with to choose?
So, and this is where Facebook ads are so clever, because you really can dial down to your exact ideal client. So you can choose things like where they live, their age, their gender, but then you can start to choose their interests. And we're talking things like job titles, we're talking hobbies, where they shop. And this isn't just their interests on Facebook, but also Facebook knows a lot about us off of Facebook from our digital footprint.
Because it listens to you.
It does feel like it's listening sometimes, and I don't know. I'm not going to get into whether digital devices are listening to you or not at the moment. I suspect there is but a lot of it will be just picking up on little clues, picking up on searches you're doing, websites you're visiting, and you can really dial down. You can kind of, if somebody reads this magazine, watches this on TV, you can start to kind of narrow down by all those things. But it's a balance, and it's the most important thing really with ads is testing. And I think this maybe links back to my science, but it's like an investigation.
I love it. Like it's a data thing, definitely.
Yeah, these are all the variables, and you need to test. You need to keep everything the same, change one thing, and see what happens. And just constantly using the data to see what's working.
So then what's coming up next for you? Like, so we're coming through the other side of lockdown now. Things are starting to happen. You know, the world starts looking a little bit more normal again from the 4th of July. Things will start opening up, like life as we know it. You know, they're going to close down that 2 meter social distancing to 1 meter, like where possible. It's all very vague, isn't it? But life as we know it is, we're just like peeping through the door at the sunshine and thinking, oh, we're coming through the other side of it. Are you peeping through the door? What are you looking forward to? What's coming up for you next?
I'm looking forward to the girls going back to school properly. Schooling hasn't, my youngest is back. My youngest is 5. She's back at school, which is a godsend. She's back in the mornings because she was more tricky to homeschool. So I'm looking forward to the girls going back. I'm pretty much full for one-to-one work until October. I know.
I'm not surprised.
Well,
I'm not surprised because you're incredible.
August, September time with clients. So I have just opened the doors yesterday to my new membership, which I'm very excited about.
Yes.
So that I can help more business owners with their ads, but without them having to fork out for an ads manager.
Okay.
So they get
tell us a bit more. Tell us a bit more about your membership group then, because I think for people that haven't got, because in order to make ads really, really work for you, you do have to put a little bit of wedge behind it, don't you? Like, it's not, you've got to put in to get out. It's not, it's definitely an investment thing that you're doing. So you've got to be clear, and working with the ads manager, you know, is a surefire way of making sure you get that right. Some people might not be in a position to do that. So what do they get in this membership that's going to help them start to tackle those things and get to grips with those things?
So they get kind of all the step-by-step guides, because like you said, it's not something you can just rock up and stick an ad out there. You need to know all these different options that Facebook give you. And if anyone's been into Ads Manager, then they will know that they are bombarded with lots of different choices.
I open it and I close it again. It's exactly why that's not a me job.
And this is why so many people end up using the boosting post option. But the boosting post is just a quick way to lose money. I always say the only thing you're boosting is Mark Zuckerberg's profits when you boost a post.
Right.
So it's a case of kind of taking you behind the scenes, step by step, through how to build a campaign. I've got a library of kind of short little trainings that you can dip in and out of. With clients that I've supported that haven't worked, like outsourced everything to me, but I've kind of sort of guided them through in the past their ads. I do a lot of Loom videos to show them what to do. So it's kind of that approach. So it's little videos of this is what you need to click here, this is why you need to do this bit here. And then there's the Facebook group. So if anyone gets stuck, they can come in, ask me a question. And if it's not in the membership, I'll record them a Loom video, send it across. And yeah, so it's just a way of giving them that support. I hate hearing about people that have lost money on ads.
Right. It's awful, isn't it? And we're not just talking small money either. People lose thousands, like tens of thousands. I know somebody who put £10,000 into Facebook ads, but they tried to do it themselves and lost a lot. They didn't get an ROI at all, not really on it. And they didn't even know how to read the data off the back of it. So they don't even know what didn't work.
No, it's I hate hearing that. So it's just really designed to be there, that help, that support, that kind of guide to guide people through how to do ads without, so they can feel confident that they're getting the best from their ad spend and that they know what they're doing.
Amazing. So could you do us a favor, maybe pop the link to that in the comments? There's a couple of people that are asking for the link specifically for that membership group and what that's all about. So how long are the doors open on that?
They're open till Sunday evening at 9 o'clock.
Amazing. If you could pop the link in.
Yeah, we'll do. I've got a free group as well. So if people are kind of not quite at the stage where they're ready to do ads, but they're thinking it's on their agenda, I've got a free group as well. So I'll pop that in. I'll pop that in the comments as well to come over.
Fantastic. So for everybody that watches normally, so in the comments, it will be on the Queen Bee Dani page on Facebook, where you want to, where we will put the links in. So Becky will go in after the show and pop the links in both to the paid group and the free group, so you can go and find out more about what it means and what it can mean for you and your business if you decide to get involved with Facebook ads. I don't know anybody who I would recommend more than Becky in this field. So please do go and have a look at her groups. Go and get some support. If you're not in a position to be investing just now, do go to the free group. And if you are and you want to just find out some more and go and do some of the training, then that paid group is probably going to be your best option as it starts right now, especially seeing as though you're so flipping busy for your one-to-one stuff.
Yes,
Ms. Popular. I love it. All right. So what else are you looking forward to? It doesn't have to be business. What else are you looking forward to about the rest of the week? Tell us.
Oh, rest of the week. I'm going to a socially distanced barbecue with my parents on Friday night, which would be lovely because we haven't seen them for ages, and also catching up with some friends as well, starting to meet up with friends outside and stuff like that. So it'd be really nice to just get back to a bit of normal.
Yeah, like I can't wait to I'm such a hugger. I can't wait to hug people.
I'm a person that's like, ooh,
like we don't do, like I have to ask permission first. Like I have to tell people I'm a hugger. Is it okay if I hug you? And if they say no, I've got to respect that. Like I could still got in with a little bit of a fist bump or a high five, or like we could just do this. It's all good.
Yeah, and the girls have got their paddling pool out at the bottom of the slides. They've got their little water slide to the garden, so no doubt we'll be having fun in that later on. So, yeah.
Lovely. Well, enjoy the sunshine, Becky. Becky Wise, everybody. We will put the links to the free group and to the paid group in the comments on Facebook, the Queen Bee Dani. So wherever you're watching from in the world, if you're watching from the Hive, my personal page, or elsewhere, make sure you go to the Queen Bee Dani page on Facebook, and we will pop the links in there. Becky, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much for having me this morning. It's been a pleasure.
Mwah. I will see you super soon. That was Becky Wise, everybody. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to those of you that are joining, those of you that have joined us this morning that are new to the show, Rise Up Show. Thank you to my trolls for providing a little bit of entertainment. I do not want a cup of tea. Thank you very much. I'm fine. I might have a vodka. No, I'm only joking. It's early. Okay, so you guys, if you have not got your tickets to Be Inspired already, and you want to know a little bit more, if you go to Eventbrite, search Be Inspired Manchester, or I have put the link on the Facebook page as well. So the Queen Bee Dani. If you don't follow me over on Instagram, do go and give us a little bit of a cheeky follow. We'll pop stuff in the stories over there. Did anybody, by the way, before I let you all go, see New Magazine yesterday? Your girl has a double page spread in New Magazine, which I'm absolutely thrilled about. Look at this. In the shops right now. I came into the shops yesterday. Becky has just popped the free Facebook ads groups into the comments on the Queen Bee Dani page on Facebook. So please do go and check that out. But look at this. I am absolutely thrilled to have a double page spread in New Magazine in the Two Women, Too Many campaign, talking about how I survived domestic abuse and now it's my turn to help others. Talks about the Queen Bee movement, everything that we're achieving within the Queen Bee movement and all of the excellent things that we've got to look forward to. And a little bit more about my journey, things that you might not already know. So we do go deep in the interview, in the piece, and New Magazine handled it really, really well, really, really sensitively. So thank you to Becky Wise and team at New Magazine, and of course to Joe Swan at Chocolate PR. I'll be going live at 2 p.m. with the incredible Nikki James as we share more about the Rockstar Level Up Mastermind. We've got more announcements to make today, which I can't wait to share with you all. In the meantime, make sure you grab your tickets. There's only 65 tickets available, and we've sold tickets already. I'm not even sure how many we've sold. We've sold a number of tickets already. So they're going to chip away over the next couple of months. We've got 14 weeks it'll be 14 weeks tomorrow that we will be together in a room having a dance and listening to the incredible speakers and the incredible graduates from the Be Heard to Want to Be a Speaker course. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody, this morning. Thank you to Becky Wise, our fabulous guest. Coming up tomorrow, shall I tell you who we've got tomorrow? Heading on into Thursday, we have the unstoppable woman, Heidi Maver, joining us, talking to us about all things advocacy, talking to us about all things self-care, talking to us about all things on her autism journey as well. So please do join us at 8 o'clock in the morning for that. And then, of course, on Friday, the fabulous Mr. Ian Dixon will be with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been the show, Rise Up show every single morning out here in social media, Monday to Friday at 8 a.m. Go follow us on the socials, all the way across the socials. Queen Bee Dani, have an incredible Wednesday, everybody. I will see you in the morning. I love you. Bye.